Welcome everyone to the 2021 National Postdoc Appreciation Week. This is our celebration and networking event. For those who I haven't met before, I'm Naomi Adelson. I'm the Associate Vice President, Research and Innovation. Before we begin, however, I would like to start with our land acknowledgement. Toronto occupies a place that has been home to Indigenous peoples for over 15,000 years. The Huron-Wendat, Petun First Nation, the Seneca, and most recently the Mississaugas of the New Credit River. The territory is subject to the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Treaty between the Anishinaabe, Mississaugas, and Haudenosaunee that bound them to share and protect this land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, settlers from all over the globe, have been welcomed into this treaty in a spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. Tekaronto is now home to many First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. Recognizing where we stand is not to historicize the experiences of Indigenous peoples or to offer platitudes. It is but one of many intentional acts for acknowledging injustices and committing ourselves individually and collectively as a university to the path of truth and reconciliation. So on behalf of the Office of the Vice President, Research and Innovation and the Yeates School of Graduate Studies, I welcome you all to the Ryerson celebration of National Postdoc Appreciation Week 2021. This Appreciation Week is celebrated across North America, and we are delighted to celebrate with you Ryerson's participation in this event. And we're very glad that you've all been able to come today and participate with us. So we're going to split today's event into two parts. The first part will be a chance for us to celebrate the achievements within our own postdoc community, as well as looking forward to the exciting developments on the horizon. The second portion will provide us with an opportunity for a more informal conversation, and that'll take place just after our discussion. Before we begin, I just have a few housekeeping items to share. Please be advised that the first half of the session is being recorded so that we may share this with other postdoctoral fellows who are unable to attend the event today and may also appear on the website. We also ask that you keep your microphones off until the conversation portion of the event. Let me now turn things over to Cory Searcy, Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. Cory.
Well, thanks very much, Naomi, and good afternoon, everyone, and thanks very much for being here. We appreciate you taking the time out of your schedules to participate. As Naomi indicated a few moments ago, this is Ryerson's celebratory event for National Postdoc Appreciation Week, and we're very excited to showcase and acknowledge the excellent work that our postdoctoral scholars do on a daily basis to help advance Ryerson's scholarly research and creative activities. Of course, institutions from all over the world participate in a week-long appreciation of their postdoctoral fellows, and we're very keen to participate in this and use this as an opportunity to celebrate with our postdocs, as well as to share some exciting updates and developments. Of course, COVID-19 is still going on, so it's unfortunate that we aren't able to meet in person, but I think you'll see again this year that we've tried to incorporate a virtual networking event, an aspect into today's activities to provide you all with the opportunity to connect with one another. The Yeates School of Graduate Studies, in partnership with the Office of the Vice President of Research and Innovation, has committed to building a research community and collegium amongst postdoctoral fellows, recognizing and celebrating postdoctoral research, keeping this community informed about institutional research themes, priorities, and strengths, as well as providing vital links to vital campus resources and professional development support, both from an academic and non-academic perspective. Our goal last year was to make information available on a self-serve basis through a postdoctoral website. And this year, we're developing postdoctoral resources even further. And we have one very exciting announcement that I'd like to share. And that is the arrival of our postdoctoral studies coordinator, Charlie Fitty. And I'd like to thank Charlie for all of the work that she's done so far, and in particular in organizing this event. Charlie will continue to help build our postdoctoral community and act as a point of contact for all of our postdoctoral fellows and supervisors. She's working on all kinds of things, including a handbook outlining much of what's already been detailed on the Postdoc website. It's also going to include postdoctoral policies and procedures, research support resources, and information about institutional research themes, priorities, strengths, and activities. Alongside this, we're also working on developing an orientation program for new postdoctoral fellows at Ryerson. And this will run several times a year to capture new hires and ensure that they're all armed with the information and support that they need from the start of their fellowship. We're also continuing to determine access to teaching and learning opportunities for postdoctoral fellows that are currently available to grad students, especially the Graduate Teaching and Development Program and the Future Smart Program, as well as exploring, of course, all kinds of other different initiatives targeted specifically to postdocs. With that said, then I'll pass things over to Charlie to introduce herself.
Thank you, Cory. You will have already heard from me over email, but it's really nice to see people here today and to hear about some of the developments that are ahead for our postdoc community that Cory's outlined there. I'll briefly take a moment to run through some of the resources that we already have in place. So hopefully you will have seen that this month we launched Postdoc News, which is a new newsletter highlighting information, events, news items, all of which are specifically relevant for postdocs at Ryerson. You're always welcome to contact me if you'd like to share any news items or if you have interesting events that you think should be included in that newsletter. Hopefully you're all already familiar with our postdoc website, which is housed within YSGS, but I thought I'd just briefly highlight it here as well. It contains a lot of useful information and is really valuable about becoming a postdoctoral fellow and also funding opportunities. There's information about professional development support there, as well as other resources and services at Ryerson, and even some links to external supports. We've recently added a news and events page onto the Postdoc website. At the moment, that shows information about this week, the National Postdoc Appreciation Week, but soon it will showcase all of the other events that we're going to be organising for the rest of this term, specifically for postdocs. So I'd encourage everyone to browse the website and check back into the calendar to see what's coming up, and I really hope it's useful for you. I'd also like to just quickly note some of the external organisations that you might find useful, and I'll circulate links to these after today's event. So firstly, the Canadian Association of Postdoctoral Scholars, or CAPS, which acts as a collective voice for Canadian postdoc issues and policy. So the mandate of CAPS is to provide information, resources, support services, and to help improve well-being, training, labour conditions, and career development for postdocs across the country. The CAPS website contains information about membership and events, and also they hold an annual general meeting, so I'd encourage you to take a look at that. Secondly, the National Postdoctoral Association, which is a similar organisation based in the US, but many of their events and resources are relevant for Canadian postdocs as well. And lastly, the Postdoc Academy, which is a comprehensive resource. It's funded by the National Institute of Health, and it focuses on helping postdocs develop transferable skills that are needed to succeed in a whole range of careers. They actually host 2 online courses, which are focused on building skills and how to succeed as a postdoc. The next of those begins in January 2022. So if you're interested, then I'd suggest taking a look at their website and signing up. I'll just wrap up by saying that I'm really excited to work closely with everyone. And of course, I always welcome anyone's comments, feedback, suggestions. So if you did want to get in touch, then you can contact me directly at the email address on screen, which is postdocs@ryerson.ca. So I'll pass back to Naomi now.
Thank you very much, Charlie, and thank you, Cory. We'd like to just take an opportunity now to highlight some of the many achievements and examples of the exciting research that's happening within the Ryerson postdoc community this year. Dr. Rehane Nosrati was awarded a CIHR Banting Postdoctoral Fellowship. Dr. Nosrati is researching a novel imaging technique to help advance treatment of a lethal type of brain cancer. Dr. Richard Norman was appointed as a postdoctoral fellow within the Ted Rogers School of Management for research focusing on equity, diversity, and inclusion in the Canadian sport industry. Dr. Kruti Shukla and co-authors research into mechanics of plant evolution was recently published in the American Journal of Botany. And finally, congratulations to Dr. Shana Skakun-Sparling, who has won 2 recent SSHRC funding competitions. Both studies are focused on loneliness and well-being. It is absolutely wonderful to see the fascinating work that our postdocs are doing and how valuable and important these SRC initiatives are. I want to just mention as well that you can watch video profiles of some of our postdoctoral fellows on the website. They were put together by YSGS and OVPRI last year to showcase the SRC activities of one postdoctoral fellow from each faculty. We hope to be able to add even more profiles this year, so please stay tuned for that.